So for pollution, we have different directorates that deal with pollution. We have the Directorate of Environmental Governance, and we have a division there that deals with pollution, say in the oil fields, solid waste, and all that kind of stuff. So I know the interest of the media is always in the oil fields. Just let me tell you that we have commissioned an environmental audit of the joint operating companies. So they have collected data and all that, and we are waiting for the report to be presented to us. We'll review it, then all the findings and the recommendations of those audits will make it public. And any of those companies that is found to have interfered or polluted the environment, the water and all that will be held accountable. So that's something that I'll leave there.
You got issued a warning recently about how the climate is going to change, and we have not heard from the government in regards to this, or some of the ways, some of the things they're going to do to help those at the grass level will be helped. And as you can see, we already had the effect of climate change. What is the government going to do this year?
Let me try to tell you one thing. We as a ministry have come up with a strategy of fighting climate change. We have presented it to the Council of Ministers, dealing with issues of we have a short-term, long-term, medium-term, and long-term strategy. So we came up with a budget of $1 billion for that. It was approved by the Council of Ministers, and we are looking for money. So what's going to happen, for example, this project, we are trying to replicate it not only in the 2 states, but in all the states of the country, plus the 3 administrative areas. So we will now start with Equator, Eastern Equatoria, Central Equatoria, and you might ask, why is it Eastern Equatoria and Central Equatoria? When we developed this project, the whole country was in a war situation. So these were the only 2 areas with less risk, because if we take it to other areas, simply the project will not be approved. And also now we have another $10 million project for smart agriculture. You know, with the impacts of climate change, and agriculture is the backbone of this country, we have a project for smart agriculture. We are launching it soon, also with UNDP. It will be implemented in Northern Bartel Reserve. So several projects are coming in. Also now we have something for the Imaton, and we are working another project for the management of the Sul. So there are a lot of projects, and thank God that because of the relative peace and stability that is coming in, we will be able to now develop several projects in order for us to mitigate and to adapt to the impacts of climate change.
Okay, Mr. Titus, I have a simple question. That 10 million, is it in euro, pounds, or USD?
USD.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yes, following the issue of climate change in South Sudan, I also understand that last year there was a program of planting the trees across South Sudan, more especially in Juba. Could you tell us the progress so far?
Yeah, we declared that because 99.9% of our population depend on forest as a source of energy, fuel, wood, and charcoal, and only less than 6% of our people have access to power. So in our NDC for the mitigation, we have a plan to generate 3,000 megawatts of renewable energy from hydro, wind, solar, geothermal, and natural gas. But also in the mitigation aspect, because we are now doing a lot of harm to our forests, we decided that we have to plant 100 million trees in 10 years. So every state will at least plant 10 million. We have a good regeneration taking place in most of our forests. But one thing that we like to stop our people not to do is the burning during the dry season. That affects our vegetation a lot. So when you see during the dry season, the satellite imagery of South Sudan, everything is smoke. So we will try to to see to it that we stop that. But for us to reduce the pressures from the forest, we need to come up with an alternative source of energy. Because without that, we won't be able to stop people from cutting. So energy, and that's what I'm saying, and the government should really look into this energy sector. With energy, I think we'll be able to graduate from a least developed country to a middle income country, because we'll be able to establish small factories, industries, and all that. Since we have that power, we also do a value addition to our products, so that one will at least change our situation from a least developed country to a developing country, and after another 5 years or so, we can graduate to be a middle income.